The regular meeting of the Minneapolis Arts Commission will now begin. This meeting is being recorded in accordance with the open meeting law.
Good evening. My name is Joan Borderbergen, and I am the chair of the Minneapolis Arts Commission. Before we begin, I'd like to note that this meeting includes the remote participation of members as authorized under Minnesota statutes, section 13D.021, due to the declared local health pandemic. I will now call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to call the roll so that we may verify the presence of a quorum.
Commissioner Aylesworth,
Present.
Commissioner Bedbury,
Present.
Commissioner Brinkman, Commissioner Silky Jones, Commissioner Mansfield,
Present.
Commissioner Middag,
I'm here.
Commissioner Smith,
Present.
Commissioner Swinton,
Present.
Commissioner Thompson,
Present.
and Commissioner Borderbergen.
Present. I just want to note that Commissioner Silky Jones will be a few minutes late today. Okay, thank you. With that, we will proceed to our agenda, a copy of which was posted for public access to the city's legislative information management system, which is available at lims.minneapolismn.gov. So let's see. I'm curious if there are any guests on the call today. And here comes Commissioner Brinkman.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, my name's Avery Hackenberg, and I'm a student at the high school. And I just wanted to listen in on a civic meeting to see how they're run and what they're about.
That is fantastic. Welcome, and do let us know if you have any questions. We like it when people join us, so that's great. Welcome, Commissioner Brinkman. Good to see you.
Hello.
Okay. Do we have a quorum then, Tina?
Yes, we do.
Oh, good. Okay, great. All right, we'll proceed to our agenda. The first item is just introductions and updates. So I just want to start by saying, welcome to Commissioner Thompson. Yay, the crowd goes wild. We are so excited. I wanted to give you just a little warm welcome. I know that Mary, who is here tonight, has worked with you a lot in the past and has many good things to say about you, but Mandy and I and Mari very much enjoyed interviewing you and being a part of that process of selecting you. And we were very impressed by your decades-long history of civic service and excited about what that might mean as far as what gifts and abilities you bring to our commission. And so we're excited to learn with you and learn from you, and just all of the potential and talent that that you will bring with you. So very warm welcome on behalf of all of us, and we're excited to see what's next. So I think there's going to be a lot of good things to come. Is there anything, Commissioner Thompson, that you would like to say briefly as we start up the meeting?
Yeah, well, I would say all of that right back to all of you. I'm really excited to be here. Yes, I did work on public art work for the city of St. Paul for more than 30 years. I was a city planner for the Department of Planning and Economic Development. I've been retired for about a year and a half, but I wanted to get back into the arts in my home city. And so when this opportunity came up, I was really excited to put my hat in the ring, and I'm super excited about getting to know all of you, and I know the doors that will open for me in this world, so I'm really excited. I understand there's some update work on the public art policy, so I'm actually enough of a policy geek where I'm looking forward to that. But just really excited to be here, and I appreciate all of your support, and I look forward to learning from all you guys too. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Fantastic. It's a great jolt of good news for us. And here comes Commissioner Silky Jones. Okay, so let's go ahead and do introductions. And if you will humor me by letting me know, your name. We've got a new person with us. It'll be really helpful. Your name, the ward you represent, maybe just something really brief about your title or sort of like the position that you hold here. And then if you don't mind also saying something you've either done that was exciting that was arts related or something you're looking forward to. And I guess keep it brief because we do have a little bit of a packed agenda, but I do want to just catch up being that we've not seen each other for a little bit and we have a new person with us. So we'll do the thing that we like to do where we tag each other. And so could I get a volunteer to start with introductions? Oh, and also your pronouns, please. Thank you. Who wants to start? Raise your hand. Okay, Commissioner Aylesworth, thank you.
Hi, I'm Lana Aylesworth, she, her, hers. I live in Ward 11, and I'm serving on the Arts Commission as a layperson / arts enthusiast. One thing I have not yet done, but I'm excited to do soon, is go back to a live theater performance. There's going to be one outside. I'm going to James J. Hill House for Clyde Theater's Wonderland in about a week or so. So I'm pretty stoked to be in an audience again. That's not, my living room. So that's my enthusiasm for the whole week. It's got me up in arms about that. So I'm going to tag Commissioner Bedbury.
My mute button has like a 3-second satellite delay. So just so you know. My name is Mandy Bedbury. I'm in Ward 10. I serve on the artist seat. I'm an actor and performer in the city. And I got to get away for the weekend and see live music. Oh, live music. Do you remember live music? It was so fun. I was like a little kid in a candy store the whole time smiling. So yeah, that's what I've done. And I can't wait to return to live theater too, both on and off stage. I'm ready. So soon. And I'm going to tag Commissioner Swinton.
Hello, my name is Jeff Swinton. I represent Ward 7, he, him, his. And in terms of, I'm a layperson, and in terms of art related, I just went to MIA, Rituals of Resilience exhibition, and really enjoyed it. So yeah, and I mentioned earlier in the green room that I went to Art World too, but I really like the Rituals of Resistance exhibition. And I tag Commissioner Brinkman.
Hi, Crystal Brinkman, she, her, hers. I'm in Ward 1 and serve on the commission as an arts administrator role as the executive director of Culture Club Collaborative. And I'll be serving in this position just for a few more days. And I'm transitioning off, but I also echo Jeff's experience was also my experience at Rituals of Resilience. I got to see that exhibition. It was phenomenal. Highly recommend. I'll tag Commissioner Mansfield.
Hi, I'm Mari Mansfield. I'm a visual artist living in Minneapolis. I'm also an American Indian education tutor. I live in Ward 8 now, and with Andrea Jenkins as my council person, and I'm very much looking forward to summer festivals and hopefully open streets too this year. I'm very much looking forward to that. And my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'll pass it to Lucy.
Oh, great. Let's see. Well, you know a little bit about me, a little bit of introduction. But what I have done over the pandemic time, I'm a photographer, and I kind of overlay my city planning, urban design interest and professional work with that. So what I've done during the pandemic is I take walks with my camera / phone and observe the urban environment and shoot like crazy. So that's kind of been my arts outlet that I've been able to do while we've been kind of all shut down. So I look forward to getting back out again. I go to galleries every once in a while as it's safe, but I'm really looking forward to that as well. So yeah. I will take, I have to learn everybody's names. Let's see, David Smith.
If that's easy.
Hey, this is David
Oh,
Smith. I'm in Ward 1 as a layperson. He, his. I don't have any art stories yet, but definitely looking forward to some music. I know I've got some emails in the past couple weeks about shows that I had tickets to a year or more ago that are getting rescheduled, even though they're still another 6 or 8 months out, but that's pretty exciting. And I will tag Lisa.
Hi, everybody. This is Lisa Midegg. I am a she, her, hers. I am in Ward 2. I've been serving so long, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Tina can tell me. I believe I'm in the layperson seat right now, though my day job is as the director of Nicollet Activation for the Minneapolis Downtown Improvement District. And I have like a 15-year history of working in the arts and also working with artists and arts strategies to help make our downtown a more inclusive space. Two amazing things I was able to do recently. I live in the Longfellow neighborhood, and Frank Theater hosted some story circles along with folks at Gandhi Mahal on the Gandhi Mahal site, the former site of their building. And then the other thing was able to do recently was go to a live musical outdoor show at the Hook and Ladder, which is in the building, the old fire station building that's right next to the old 3rd precinct building. So those two things in those spaces were pretty amazing. And I don't know, just like everybody else, I think I just started bawling at one point because that's how it is with me right now. So thanks.
Commissioner Silky Jones, do you want to go? Oh, hi, Lisa.
Sure. Hi, I'm Ahava Silky Jones. I go by she, her, hers pronouns. I represent Ward 7. I am currently working as Executive Director for Da Vinci Academy of Arts and Science. And my artistic experience that just left me wanting for more was an Art Heals events, a nonprofit I work with hosted a few weeks ago in downtown Minneapolis. That was just beautiful. Lots of art making, lots of young people. It was just wonderful to be out and connected. And I just got tickets for the Van Gogh immersive experience for the weekend of my birthday. So I'm also super excited about that. And I'll tag Tina.
Hello, I am Tina Beach. I am the program assistant for the city of Minneapolis in operations and long-range planning, and I also support the Arts Commission, the admin support. I live in Ward 5. And I do plan to go to some museums this summer. So my family's planning to visit some museums and get some more culture in our lives. So, and I don't think Joan went, so I'm gonna tag Joan.
Okay, thanks. Commissioner Borderbergen, Joan Borderbergen. I represent Wards 3 and 7 in my role as Director of Hennepin Theater District Engagement for Hennepin Theater Trust. I am an arts administrator seat, she, her, hers, and I've just like having any kind of creative anything has been euphoric. I have been hosting meetings in a really old Camaro that I bought. Like kind of on a whim, sort of with a little bit of extra fun money I had, and we watched some buskers at a park, and even that, which was like not like a arts event of any kind, but it was just like artists like out being creative and making music, and doing their thing and tossing their tip jars out and people throwing money in. It just was so wonderful to see on a sunny day. So yeah, I'm very excited about the changes that we're experiencing, and I'm happy to hear all of these wonderful updates about all the different activities everybody's doing. So I guess I'll pass it then to Mary, unless are any other commissioners left? Did we get everybody? I think we did. Okay, Mary, do you want to go?
Sure. I'm Mary Altman. I lead the public art team for the city. Oh, which includes Talia Mormon, who's here tonight. And let's see, I went to George Floyd Square last week, and I hadn't been there for a while, and it just amazes me how much art is happening there for free. Nobody has a budget. But there's just so much art there, new artworks every single time I come. And so many community members just engaged in the space. It was really inspiring to see. They were gearing up for the big events this weekend and next Tuesday. And I'm going to tag Talia.
Hi, I'm Talia Mormon, she, her, hers. I work with Mary Altman on the public art team. I manage the city's public art collection, and I help bring permits through to the Arts Commission. And I'm pretty excited about some of the future projects that are coming through. So it's good to see that people still want to do permits because we didn't get many last year.
That's nice, Talia. I'm happy to hear that too. That's a great update. And then we do have our guest. You are welcome to give us I know you kind of already introduced yourself, but if you're interested in telling us the neighborhood that you're in, or just a little something about yourself, you can also, you don't have to if you don't want to, but you're welcome to.
Yeah, so I'm Avery Hackenberg. I live in Eden Prairie, and a form of art that I've really enjoyed is I love like oil crayons, you know, the oil pens. I'm obsessed with those. I could spend all day doing them.
That's great. Thank you. And thanks again for joining us. Okay, so is there anyone that I missed or that we missed? Okay, great. We will move on to the second item on our agenda, which is, are there any corrections for the minutes for March? Oh, yep, that would be correct. We did meet in March. We didn't meet in April. Okay, does anyone have any corrections? Okay. Then the next item is our consent agenda. So with the consent agenda, just in case anybody wants like a little reminder, because we haven't had an item on consent for a little while, we will not pull it for discussion unless anyone wants to do so. Is there anybody who wants to pull the ECIA 2021 utility box project from consent for discussion? If not, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda item? The recommendation is approval of the item, provided the project meets public works requirements. And this is the recommendation of the Public Art Advisory Committee. May I have a motion from a commissioner?
So move.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. I think we need to just call the roll.
Yes, thank you. Who second? I'm sorry, it didn't show on my.
Eelsworth.
Oh, thank you.
Is there
Okay.
any discussion before the clerk calls the roll? Sorry, Tina, I meant to say that. Anybody need to? Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Tina. Thank you.
Commissioner Aylesworth,
Aye.
Commissioner Bedbury,
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkman,
Aye.
Commissioner Silky Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Mansfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Middag,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Swinton,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
and Commissioner Borderbergen.
Aye.
All right. That motion passed with 10.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. And thanks for the materials to be able to review in advance. The next item on our agenda is the formal adoption of the Arts Stabilization Proposal and Letter. We're going to get an update from Commissioner Aylesworth about where we are at in this very intriguing and interesting and also challenging in some good ways process. So thanks, Commissioner Aylesworth, for bringing us up to speed about this item.
Sure thing. And thanks to commissioners who took due diligence to review the draft that we sent out a little over a week ago. I appreciate the feedback and the edits along the way, all of which have been incorporated in the letter that was up on Teams. So if there are any other questions or discussions, we're open for that. But today we would like to move forward to adopt this letter and send it to council members in support of centralizing an arts department stabilized in the enterprise under the city coordinator's office. I think the letter describes both, who we are and where we're coming from, and also sheds light onto some continuing conversations as we reviewed the presentation at POGO and had some conversation and feedback within that. And I think we're coming at it from a good place of having a lot of conversations with council members and, hopefully serving in a place that helps us get some visibility and enhance communication, both by supporting this as well. So I feel good about it, and I welcome any additional questions that haven't been shared over this last week via email. Does anyone have any questions or discussion? If not, I would love a motion to approve, and we can send the letter to council members for review.
If I could just add that I would love to just take a moment of reflection too, if it's okay, that, several months ago, we were, I think, quite pained about our disconnection to what felt like a deep disconnect to some of our council members and to the city coordinator's office. And while I think there's a lot of great work that's forthcoming, I feel like this process has created some great relationship building opportunities for us. And speaking to our council members about something that means something to us and matters to us and our constituents, as well as developing a relationship with the director too of strategic initiatives that we didn't have before. So I just want to, I also want to thank everybody for participating and giving of your time, and just reflect that this process, while it's been challenging, I think that it's moved us forward in a lot of different ways. So yeah, is there a motion to approve the letter?
This is Lisa. I'd love to move approval, and I just would add, just wanted to super thank Lana for so much of her work on this, and that this work that we do happens when we do the work. And I know she's put in a lot of work on this, and I appreciate everyone who gave feedback too.
Thank you, Commissioner Middig. Is there a second?
Second, Swinton.
Commissioner Swinton, thank you. Okay. With that, is there any other discussion before the clerk calls the roll? Okay. With that, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll on the motion.
Commissioner Aylesworth,
Aye.
Commissioner Bedbury,
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkman,
Aye.
Commissioner Silky Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Mansfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Middag,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Swinton,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
and Commissioner Borderbergen.
Aye.
Awesome. That motion passed with 10 yeses.
Thanks, everybody.
Can we just briefly say what the next step? So we send a letter. The next step, just make sure everyone's on understands the process.
I would say, and Commissioner Ellsworth is going to talk about this a little bit more later in the agenda, but thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Just that, no, don't be sorry. It's totally appropriate. Yeah, we will submit the letter. We may get some feedback. Certainly if your council member reaches out to you, you know, we would hope that you would be willing to speak on behalf of the Arts Commission and our, you know, our motion to move the stabilization process forward. There's going to be some opportunities that Commissioner Ellsworth is going to talk about a little later on in the agenda, I think, for us to plug in even more so, and we can kind of strategize around that. But there may be some discussion that you'll find after the letter goes out. And so I also welcome everyone. If you feel like you need some support, I don't think I'm speaking for Commissioner Ellsworth when I say that I imagine she would love to be helpful if you feel you need just a little bit of direction with any talking points. And I certainly would be happy to be helpful as well. So just, you know, reach out if you feel you need a little support, or you want some more information or want to dialogue about this furthermore, to be able to talk to your council member. But so that's, I don't, you have anything to add, Commissioner Ellsworth, to Jeff's question?
I'm going to be giving a little bit more detail on the policy overview too, about opportunities when we can have public comment and start utilizing those resources. But absolutely echoing what Joan said, if you have any questions, want to chat by phone or email, I'm always available to you too. Thank you.
Is that helpful, Jeff?
Yes, thank you.
Sure, of course. Okay, great. So the next item on our discussion is updates about vacancies. Commissioner Bedbury, did you want to kind of take these items and give us some updates?
Yes, 10 seconds I counted for the mute to turn off. This is a fun game I play. At least I don't panic and keep hitting it, so you start talking and then it goes away. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh, when will we be in person again? So that's my drama coming out. So we currently have 2 applications in. So we have to hopefully get together soon with the committee to kind of take a look at that and see if we're going to proceed to interviews with them. With the loss of Commissioner Henry and Commissioner Kevorkian, it's well, the loss meaning they left the commission. They are still alive and well. We feel that loss huge, but we want to keep working on filling seats, but we're very strategic about it. We want to hear different voices from different communities. So we're going to keep searching until we find it. We have a couple ideas of trying to get sort of a pipeline, if you will, of talent coming in to the commission now. We're going to hopefully work with the Minneapolis College to try to get some students involved and get them willing to join the commission, even if it's for a year and maybe not necessarily the entire commission time. We have a lot that they can fill in the interim, so they wouldn't have to commit to the full commission. What is it, 3 years, I think? I'm not sure, 3 years. So hopefully we can do that and partner with them for that. And the other idea we had is to try to, part of what we do with access and engagement is access and engagement, as the name says. So we're hoping to kind of reach out and ask organizations to come and speak to the commission for the rest of the year, possibly every month if we can get it. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But at the same time, we want to build that relationship with them. So we're hoping that we can, by reaching out and inviting them to come and tell us a little bit more about what they do and how they work with the city and how we can help, we can also say, do you have somebody in mind that could come and serve on the commission, that could be a voice to represent the artistic community in the city as well. So those are the 2 things that we're kind of shooting for now. I don't know if I missed anything, but I do want to say, if you're interested in serving on the selection committee, we certainly could use more eyes and ears and voices. So reach out, let Tina know. So when we schedule the interviews for the upcoming and if we decide to schedule the interviews, that you can be involved with that as well. So I think I did it all. If I missed anything, please fill it in.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you so much. And yes, we continue to extend the application. So it is extended, so it's open, so you can share it with folks if you wish. I do believe that we do,
we did hold off on bringing more people on it when we were in such a state of flux over the holidays with some of the action items that we were moving forward. I feel as if with our work plans being solidified for the year or more solidified for the year, with the policy work that's coming up for the public art policies, being able to invite people to come and speak to us and sort of make a plan. There's just more activity and more work happening in our subcommittees that I think is helpful and can be helpful in potentially, asking someone if they would be interested. We most definitely care very deeply about DEI and wish to have more commissioners from communities of color, as well as from some, ward representation, to have that be equitable as well. Not all of the wards are represented, and we are happy to share the list again with you if you wish. To Mandy's point, we have, I think, 3 different seats that just go until December. So there's this really cool opportunity for folks to participate just in the short term and then consider if they want to apply for a full term. So it's kind of a unique situation that we have right now. So that might be a good opportunity for a student or someone who just isn't sure if they want to do the 3-year commitment but would like to try. So I'm just kind of echoing some of what you said, Mandy, but if you want the one sheet about who we are, we are continuing to update that. That's a helpful item to solicit folks with, just to show who we are and give a little background about what we do. That's available to you. Also, our 2021 work plan, which kind of spells out a little bit about the directions that we're headed with each of the subcommittees. So that's another helpful piece of information if you want to invite people to come on board. So let us know any way that we can support you getting the word out. And thank you to everyone who's been working on it. Commissioner Mansfield?
Yeah, kind of going off of that about getting the word out. So I tried to post about our position openings as well as the Waterworks application this week on social media. And I actually had such a hard time finding the place to apply to be a commissioner that I emailed Tina and Mary to ask them just to send me a link to the application, because it was just so difficult on the city website to actually find the applications to be a commissioner. I feel like there's kind of a disconnect between the outreach we're doing and the access people have to actually find these applications on the city website. I don't know if anybody else had that kind of difficulty when just trying to look for this kind of stuff, but for me it was pretty, and I feel like that could definitely limit our scope and outreach.
Madam Chair, can I add a piece of information?
First.
So the city's website is being rebuilt, and the city just launched like the new website, and it's a mess. It's not normally that hard. It's just right now, it's impossible to find anything that's not, the only stuff that makes sense right now is the stuff that's like urgent. That's all been taken care of, but everything else is just a mess. So on behalf of the city, I apologize for that. And I'm really embarrassed by it also, but they're tackling it.
So were we eventually able to find a link then? Did you get what you needed ultimately?
Yeah, I did. I just thought it would be, it is kind of hard, especially if I'm posting on like Instagram where I can't actually put a link.
Right.
Something you have to just say, go check out the website. It's pretty impossible to ask people to do that right now. So I do just feel like there's a disconnect there. I get that it's under construction. I just feel like it's kind of hard to ask people to apply right now if I don't even know how to tell them where to go.
Tina, would it be okay as an action item for you to follow up to send the link to the application to the commission as a takeaway, so we just have the link at least, even while we're waiting for the website to get cleaned up?
I will also volunteer to post it on the Arts Commission's website, and that way you can just share the information from the Arts Commission's website.
That would be really nice. Perfect. Thanks for bringing that up too. because I wasn't aware that that had changed the path and that it was hard to find. So that definitely is not helpful when we're trying to get new people to find us, right? Okay. Any other, oh, I also wanted to add too, there is a spot on the public art advisory panels for an artist. So if you know, if you're aware of anybody who might want to serve, it doesn't necessarily have to be a commissioner, a Minneapolis Arts Commissioner, although one is welcome if you hold that title as an artist identifying commissioner. But just so you know, there's an opening for an artist on that committee. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. Any other questions regarding updates and updates with the vacancies and sort of where we're at? Okay, Commissioner Thompson.
Is that what you do? You just raise your hand? Is that how you, okay, I don't need to do raise hand. Okay, good. Just a question, because I'm still learning about all this. I don't know if Minneapolis has like a separate youth commission, but has the Arts Commission looked to even high school age, participation, like through Juxta or something? Or is that something that you would be looking into, or you have been looking into, Mandy? Or what's the plan or the history of going even younger than, someone in high school, for example? Just curious.
Yeah, so that was brought up. I think Commissioner Middag and Commissioner Henry brought that forward several months ago. And I know that Commissioner Silky Jones was working on bringing the opportunity to the Perpich School. And then I also brought it to Fair Arts High School in downtown. So those are two places that we've shared the opportunity, and I don't know that anyone's come forward. But yeah, we are open to that as an option, and think that's actually like more valuable than anything at this point, honestly, to have some young people. So I appreciate you bringing that up. And if anybody has some relationships or connections to young people who might want to participate in the commission, I definitely am all here for it and want to be as supportive as possible. So I would say Commissioner Bedbury has been really nice about taking on some of this with the access group. And so if you have some questions, let her know, and we can all move forward whatever way. So thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner Thompson. Any other questions or comments? Okay. All right, thank you. So we'll move on to discussion item number 3, 2021 work plan updates. I will give the exec updates that we have. We have 3 exec seats open right now. We have a vice chair position that is available. And in that position, it's really it's almost a co-chairing position, but we never made those changes in our bylaws. So it's a vice chair position, but it's, in the past, how we've approached the vice chair position is that I have met with that person separately from exec, and that person helps create the exec agenda with feedback from other commissioners and different ALTs and the subcommittees that we have. And then we bring that exec agenda and a draft agenda to the executive meeting. And so it's a very much an agenda heavy role. Also, it's a position in which you would lead the commission meetings, the general meetings in my absence, or even if you just wanted to, we pass it off. We can pass it off. And actually, I'm open for that anytime, to be honest with you. If anyone is interested in wanting to take the leading the meeting role for a spin, I'm kind of open to that. But so it's like I think it's a very agenda heavy, but also too, there's a lot of thought leadership involved. And so it's a good position for someone who has some vision about movement and strategy, and can work on that with the kind of the smaller exec committee and staff. So that chair is open, and then we have 2 at-large positions that are also available. So I know that right now we are quite a small and mighty team, and that most everyone is seated on another subcommittee. So I appreciate if people don't have time for one more meeting in their life, but I do want to encourage you that it is a really cool leadership role, because we do set our agendas, and we do kind of work offline a lot with a lot of the stuff that's happening with guidance from staff. So I do think that I think the exec committee is a really interesting subcommittee to be part of, and definitely, as the title says, it's got some great leadership opportunities. So if that's something you're interested, please reach out to me. Any questions about that? Okay, and then really the role, our role as an executive committee is to support our subcommittees to be successful. So part of the way that we have structured our executive committee is with either the chairs or someone who's willing to be sort of a representative for each of the subcommittees, so that every month we're getting updates there as well. So we also are kind of responsible for trying to advance our budget, which needs some work yet. Admittedly, we also are interested in possibly planning an all commissioner retreat potentially coming up, and kind of like figuring out what that looks like and what those outcomes, what would we want to get from an experience like that, what would move us forward. And then we would like to do like a year in review type project too, so that we are looking at sort of all of the work that happened during the course of the year, and we're putting that together. So we'll probably be asking for input about that. So that's the updates from exec. Any questions? Okay. And then I'll ask Commissioner Swinton, do you want to give some updates from the Access and Engagement ALT?
Yes, I do. So hello, everyone. We met earlier as a group this month and went through several things. I think Mandy went over the open positions for commissioner and the work that we're doing there. So I won't, rehash that. We also discussed inviting guests to the meetings, and we do have a confirmation for June that the RoHo Collective has said that they would come. We gave them about 15 minutes. So Tina, I'll have to work with you on getting them the link and working out that. I'll also give them some, I gave them some real broad things that, hey, we want to learn more about your organization, and also find out where we can interact better. And so I'll try to have a conversation with Christopher before before the meeting to kind of make sure he's prepped and ready, and also bring up that, hey, if there are people that are interested, that could be interested in working on the on MAC, we'd love to hear that too. So we'll kind of use this as as Mandy alluded to, as a way to kind of engage folks and then potentially pull them in. So that's one of the things we talked about. Another thing we talked about was potentially having some meetings when we have the opportunity to have meetings in person, to maybe go to a location. So we're still thinking through that and looking. Of course, we have to get the guidance from the city that we can have a meeting, but we're expecting an in-person meeting. We're expecting that it's going to come this year, so we're starting that process to maybe have it at someone's location. And again, that's another way to kind of hook in different folks. And then the third, another thing that I hadn't talked to the committee about, because this just happened today, is so I'll just announce it, is that I do have a meeting next Tuesday with Black Table Arts to just do the same kind of thing, introduce myself. I just wrote them a letter yesterday, just telling them, hey, I'd love to meet them, understand what they're doing. They've been very active, and see if there's some opportunity to connect with them. So they responded right away, and I'll be meeting with the executive director on Tuesday. So more to come on that access and engagement. So so committee team members, did I miss anything? You good? Okay, that's it for access and engagement.
That is a great update. Thank you so much. That's so exciting. And thanks for that extra update about Black Table Arts. Can you be meeting with Kino Eval? Yeah, okay, that's wonderful.
Yes.
That's really great, and such exciting stuff happening. So thanks for all that extra effort. All right, the next item we have is for policy updates from Commissioner Aylesworth.
Hello, more policy time. Now that we have advanced a letter to kick that off, the next thing we'll be looking ahead to will be preparation for the public hearing. So where we stand right now is a little bit of time limbo. We appreciate all the flexibility and responsiveness that you've generously provided when we, send out emails with additional information, as that may very well be the case again here. So what we're waiting for is the publishing of the draft ordinance so that it's available for public viewing. And once we have that, we'll be emailing it out so that all commissioners can take a look at that, with the idea that, you're thinking in the back of your mind, who might be a great representative to speak in favor of this at said public hearing. I hope you all got the invite that is June 16th, which is also the same day as our next meeting. So it's, an afternoon POGO meeting, and then it'll be a really fun piggyback day of doing our full commission meeting again. So whether that's you as a commissioner or whether that's another tie that you have to the arts community, I'd really encourage everyone to start thinking about advocacy and resources that we might want to pull together for this public hearing, just to garner a little bit more support. And the hope being that we have talking points and we have some questions that have come up at POGO meetings and conversations here at MAC, so we have more clarity on that to share with any other artists who might look to us for some guidance on those points. Until I read the ordinance in full, I'm not sure what our comments will be on it. I'm certain we'll have more questions, so I'm anxiously awaiting that. And since the comments we may wish to share, maybe as a commission, we'll have to field it out. If it's an email that we send out to everyone to review, there may be an opportunity for another meeting before our next meeting, as this will likely be closed for comment even before exec meets next. So, that's the timeline happens so quick, and without looking at the ordinance and reviewing how long public will have to comment, stay tuned, look to your email. I'll try to send it, with a high importance marking as soon as it comes across. And I thank Mary and Tina for their support on navigating the city website and looking for appropriate links. And as soon as we have those, we'll share those with the broader commission.
Thank you. So, to summarize a little bit, like, we may want to call a special meeting because we may wish to really discuss this ordinance and what's in it. And we had hoped that we could have reviewed that before tonight, but that didn't happen. And so that's why we're sort of saying, watch for this. It's important. Your opinions about it are very important. Also, in thinking about how we approach the public hearing, I think looking to that ordinance and asking yourself, who does this affect? Who in the community would be willing and want to speak to this. So, it could be someone here on our commission also, but it also could just be one of your constituents or an artist in the community or in your ward that might be able to speak to it. So and also too, we're going to want to keep the lines of communication as open as we can without breaking our open meeting laws. So we just watch for information coming your way, and please please prioritize looking at it and then watch for further instruction. Because it's going to be a really quick turnaround, and we want to be as responsive as we possibly can. So is that kind of like sort of saying, like, it's kind of like a high priority? You're going to see a high priority email come to you. Okay, great. And does anyone have any questions about when we're talking about, like, we're waiting for the ordinance? Like, I know that even sometimes that trips people up that maybe don't have a lot of background in this, just that it's really the organizational piece that demonstrates the creation of this new department, right? So it's the kind of the rules of the road of the new department, and it explains what their oversight is. And much like we've looked at our ordinance, and I don't want to put you on the spot, Mary, and you can tell me what level of comfortability you have, but is there anything that you have to add just about the way that we should be processing this at the moment?
I'm trying to understand how it should be processed because, and I think that the best way would be to reach out to the director of the deputy director or the deputy city coordinator, because I know they want your input, but they can't really seek your input publicly because it's not a public comment period. It's they're inviting people to comment, special groups to comment, and so and your meetings are public. So I think that I think the only way that you will be able to comment is as individuals. But I think the best thing to do is for Lana to reach out to Danielle, and I believe she plans to do that.
Thank you. So more to come. Any other questions, comments? Okay. Again, thank you, Commissioner Ellsworth, for all the time you're spending on this. We really appreciate it on behalf of everybody. Okay, and then the next update is the Public Art Advisory Panel. Commissioner Smith, do you want to give us any updates about recent work that's moving forward? I think I may have a few things to add too, but wanted to give you an opportunity to provide some updates.
I guess at our last meeting, we kind of combed through the city's mobile collection and made some decisions about saving and restoring some of them potentially, and potentially giving some of them to other organizations that might appreciate them more or might be more like a better fit for the pieces. But nothing's been voted on officially yet. We just made some recommendations.
And Commissioner Mansfield, not to put you on the spot, but do you have anything to add just because you serve on that panel as well?
Not really, unless some things have been happening with like executive committee. I don't know. I've only been to a few panel meetings and they've definitely been interesting. I think that the panel could certainly use some work in understanding racial biases and cultural sensitivities that were not really being done or understood in the meetings that I've attended. And so hopefully we can see change in those areas in the future.
And I would love to give some credit where credit is due, that Commissioner Mansfield has been doing an enormous amount of work to steward just that for the processes that she's been part of. So thank you, Commissioner Mansfield, on behalf of all of us for representing us and for putting forth so much effort to very generously provide a lot of guidance and support for those processes. So it's had a good impact, a positive impact, and I'd like to see that continue. So thank you. I guess I'll just add to, this is not, I don't want to go too far out of my lane, but I just want to let you know that there is an open call for artists for the Waterworks project that Murray mentioned. We also did, there was a panel selection for the Hennepin Avenue Public Art Project that you will be hearing about in the future. There's a steering committee for that project as well, and some updates that will be coming from that as well. So what I can say about the work that's being led out of our public art departments and that Mary is leading with the help of a lot of different project managers is that there is some really big, significant investments and tremendous work moving forward that I think it's just we're not quite ready to discuss or talk about, but I'm really happy for the interaction and the ways that MAC is able to participate. And again, Commissioner Mansfield has picked up a lot of those roles, and there will be other opportunities that we will share with you as we move forward. But these are some big projects. We're talking $300,000 budget line, $450,000 budget line. They're not small projects. So they're very, very exciting. So we'll be really happy to be bringing all of you along with that exciting work. And thanks to everyone who's a part of it. Anything else for item number 3, the 2021 work plans? Looks like we really got into it and a lot of cool stuff is happening. That's so exciting. Anything else? Okay. It looks like we might get some time back tonight, folks. That's kind of a miracle with everything that's happening, but that's really exciting. So if I can just kind of maybe summarize a little bit of action step, please share the link that was shared in the chat for applications for new commissioners. And just consider how you might network that to people and let us know if you need any supporting documentation. I know that we save a lot of that on Teams, but if that's difficult for you to navigate, we're happy to email it to you if it's helpful. I would say we also, if you know of an artist that would like to take that seat on the Public Art Advisory Panel, you can reach out to myself or to Mary or even Tina, whoever you're comfortable with, to help if you want any support for that person to get more information about what that entails. If you are interested in an executive position, please reach out to me and I would love to talk to you about it and see what your level of commitment might be and any questions or concerns you might have. Let's see, we are going to be super excited to invite RoHo to our June meeting, so we're going to make time for them on our agenda. That's very, very exciting, and I'm excited to think that there may be someone else for July. So thanks, Access, for that's something to really look forward to. And then the information that Commissioner Aylesworth will be sharing with you. So just watch your email real close in the next few days. We expect that any day now. So we'll be excited to see what that entails. Is there any other new business? I mean, as long as we have an extra minute, are there any open calls out there? Is there any opportunities that people have that they want to share? Okay, I will share that there will be an open call for artists for a 40th anniversary poster art competition for Haven Housing, which is an emergency shelter for women and families in North Minneapolis. That has a $500 prize that RoHo Collective is curating. So when I get that link, I'll share that with you all. Anything else? Any other opportunities? All right.
Wait. We
Oh.
do have a call out right now for the Waterworks site, which is a $425,000 budget. And it's for artists who have strong knowledge and experience with Indigenous and particularly Dakota history, culture, and language. If you know anybody, have them apply.
And I know that there's been posts about that on the Facebook, Minneapolis Arts Commissioner Facebook page. So if you have difficulty with the website, again, you can find it there. Or you can also ask Mary to send it your way. Any other opportunities or news or new business?
This is Commissioner Swinton. Just one shout out to for Mary. She is going to be at my Councilman Lisa Goodman's Lunch with Lisa on the 26th. So representing public arts, and so I look forward to hearing from you, Mary.
Thank you, I guess.
Big stuff. And way to go, Mary. That's great. I'm glad. It's nice to get out and speak to people about the good work you're doing. So that's awesome. Anybody else have anything? All right. Let's see. With that, we have completed all items on our agenda for this meeting. I will ask members and staff if there are any other matters to come before this meeting. If not, and without objection, I will declare this meeting adjourned. And we will see you all in June. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a really great night. It was wonderful to be with you tonight. And thanks to our guests. Follow up with anything if you wish to our guest, Adrienne. Thank you.